In all aspects of life, there is a natural order. Lions eat anything made of meat. When the rain eventually stops, the sun comes out. Dogs are better than cats. But there are also anomalies. For example, those lions that I mentioned earlier, we've already seen this year, can actually win a Super 15 rugby match. So what does all this have to do with the Chev Sonic RS? Well, Chevrolet will be hoping for a similar upset in the natural order of tiny hot hatches. It's not a brand you really associate with hot small anything, not in post-1960s South Africa anyway, so it has to be quite a convincing little package to beat the likes of the Renault Twingo RS. What we have is a car that's trying to look the part. The Sonic made a brave statement with its motorcycle-style headlights. It's a statement that I didn't quite agree with. But now, with the RS's extra bits, the more aggressive bumper, the new fog lights, the gunmetal rims, and this particular shade of grey, I've had a change of heart, and I quite like it. It also sits a little lower and has a fatter exhaust tip to underline the fact that this is no ordinary city runabout, just in case you missed the RS badges. Those exposed light fittings suit the more dynamic look of this car, and rather than make things over the top or cheesy, Chev have added just the right amount of attitude to make the look work. They've applied that same logic to the interior. Unfortunately, though, they haven't got rid of this instrument cluster, with its half-analog, half-digital setup looking like an extra from a bad 80s movie. The rest, though, is really good. Suede and leather for the seats, black plastic bits for the center console, flat-bottom steering wheel for the steering, and for your listening pleasure, the Chevrolet MyLink system. No, it's not just a clever name for an infotainment system, it's a step into the future, literally. It does give you Bluetooth and a touchscreen and nice graphics, but it also allows you to connect your smartphone and stream internet audio using the car's interface. It's a comfortable setup that includes grown-up features like a multifunction steering wheel, cruise control, and electric windows all round. Even the boot is a usable size. But RS doesn't stand for really spacious, it stands for rally sport, a lot of which is represented by what's under the bonnet. A 1400 turbo with 103 kilowatts and 200 newton meters. Drivers to the front wheels through a very nice 6-speed manual gearbox for a 0 to 100 time of just under 10 seconds and a top speed just shy of 200 kilometers an hour. Not the kind of speed you'd expect to achieve in a little B-segment runabout, but it also makes a noise that you wouldn't expect from a little B-segment runabout. The tuned exhaust has a nice little rumble to it, which is unfortunately drowned out by the sound of all that water on the road. The looks and the noise are thankfully matched by the power of the motor. It's not going to vanquish all comers at the traffic light by being the quickest off the line, but once you're up and running, it does feel strong. I just wish the power band was a bit better. It's kind of like that friend you're not sure you want to invite round for dinner. Arrives late, leaves early, but still kind of fun while it's around. Enough fun to make the Sonic RS an enjoyable thing to use every time you use it. I will admit that I'm surprised at how solid the ride in this thing feels. I was fully expecting the RS treatment to be nothing more than some extra kilowatts, more plastic bits, and some nice wheels. But then I remembered something about this car's siblings. Even the regular Sonic has a decent ride setup, and now that the suspension has been tuned, it feels planted, even when you're pushing it. Okay, it'll still torque steer on surfaces that it's not particularly fond of, but generally it strikes just the right balance between being comfortable and being grippy. For me, the Chev Sonic was always an also-ran in this category, mainly because I didn't quite get the styling, but also because I always thought there were options with a bit more personality. Sure, this isn't a run-of-the-mill Sonic, but it has changed my mind about the name. Cars related to this one can't be all bad, surely. We're used to RS badges turning normal cars into monsters, but that's not the case here. Although that's also not a complaint, because although the new look, the added power and the updated suspension has added real fun and enjoyment to the Sonic package, they've also kept it easy to live with. The RS treatment has done the obvious and added more power, the 1400 turbo delivering decent shove, particularly in the mid-range. The overall effect is a good one, with the Sonic now benefiting from better looks and higher spec to match the extra kilowatts. It's just a pity the power band isn't a little wider.